I love you.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, she just being goofy. Being goofy, just like a big kid.
I'm not being goofy. I'm not being goofy. We get a we're live from Portugal, y'all. We live in Lisbon, Portugal, and we get a lot of folks who are in our comments asking or saying something along the lines of, "It must be nice. It must be nice that y'all live in Portugal, but the majority of us here in America, XYZ, the majority of us can't afford. The majority of us don't have fill in the blank, right? Right?"
Yeah.
And what I'm here to say is that we believe that you're just making excuses because you're afraid, right? Like, we all have to make sacrifices to have the life that we want. And the bottom line is shit's getting crazy in America. Shit's getting crazy. And it's getting crazy a lot faster than we anticipated.
It's already crazy.
It's cray cray, y'all. It's cray cray. And we told y'all that this stuff was going to happen. We told y'all back in October that this was going to happen. And y'all got into our comments and told us we were crazy, but we weren't. We weren't. And now people are being disappeared off the street, right? The federal government is breaking the laws. They are writing executive orders that are against the Constitution, and Black people are in the crosshairs. Just because ICE is targeting folks who look Latino right now, y'all,
That's finna change.
y'all, don't be silly with it. Don't be silly with it. We saw that they were coming after Haitians, and Haitians are Black. And they're and believe me when I tell you they can't tell the difference. I remember when we were looking for a house, and I had the real estate agent with me, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that this was an Ethiopian neighborhood." And she's like, "How do you know it's an Ethiopian neighborhood?" I said, "Because them." She's like, "How do you know they're Ethiopian?" I said, "Because look at them." She could not tell the difference. If she could not tell the difference, these stupid non-graduating from high school, but I need some money, ICE agents cannot tell the difference. I can't tell the difference between most Haitians and African Americans, to be perfectly honest. Can you?
No.
It's time to go, y'all. It's time to go. And so no matter what money you have, we've got a solution for you. Hey, y'all. My name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money. We talk about travel and life abroad. We help folks who look like us, who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan. We help them get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even early.
Early is a good thing.
All right, sweetheart. Now, what are we talking about today?
Today, we're going to talk about from being broke to moving abroad in 18 months. The 7-step plan for Black Americans.
Okay. So we are going to give you the 7 steps to get out of Dodge within 18 months, even if you are low income. All right. Because we have heard 1,000 excuses and, oh, it must be nice. And y'all just leaving us behind and all of this other stuff. And here's the thing, y'all. What we are doing is we are creating a pathway. We are creating an opportunity for other folks who look like us to get out of Dodge. There's no reason for you to stay in a place that does not respect you. There is no reason to stay in a place that you cannot afford, right? You know how to make the money, but it doesn't matter because they keep moving the goalpost, right? They keep moving the goalpost on you. And so every single time that you think that you're getting close, and believe me, I understand because I never made $100,000 a year, ever, never 6 figures ever in my life. Have you?
No.
No, we haven't. And yet we figured out how to retire earlier than we expected to be able to retire. All right.
But there's things that you need to know too that you have to take control of. First of all, you got to change your mind. You got to change the way you think and quit thinking about that defeatist mentality. Oh, I can't do that. Quit giving yourself excuses why you can't do something. Because, I mean, damn it, if we could do it, there's nothing more special about us than there with you.
Seriously, y'all. Seriously.
But you have to change your mind. You have to change the way you think about things. You got to be more creative in your life. You're creative when you want to go out and buy them shoes or buy that new car. You come up with some real creative ideas why you need to have that new car that's going to sit in the garage 80% of the time when you buy it.
Right. Right.
Come on, y'all.
Right.
Come on.
Right. All right. So we're going to give you those 7 steps and a lot more and a lot more. But first, if you're new to our channel, then you might not know, back in 2018, Rick and I got a wake up call, y'all. We were getting close to retirement age and we looked at our money. It looked crazy.
Was it crazy? I think it was crazy.
It looked crazy.
It was crazy.
All right. Seriously. No, seriously. But we did get our financial act together and we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth. Y'all, if we can do it, you can do it too. If we can do it, you can do it too. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe. Stop lurking around the channel and subscribe, right? We are trying to get to 100,000 and we need your help. So help us out. Let's get to 100,000 so that more African Americans, more Black folks in America get this information and can make the move. More folks who look like us can get the information and become financially free. All right, y'all. Let's see who is in the chat. Hey, Peggy, good to see you. Cheryl is in the house. Hey, James.
Hey, James.
It was good to see you.
It was so good to see you yesterday.
Right? So
I said,
right?
Dr. Greer is here.
Right. How is your side hustle come? So, all right, y'all. We have our side hustle challenge going on right now. And we are building our side hustle community, which is a community that you will be invited to at some point. But we are all holding each other accountable. We are all meeting once a month to make sure that we are building our businesses because we understand that the melon felon, there's 300,000 Black women are unemployed right now because of the melon felon. This is the highest unemployment of the most educated people in America in recent history. So if you think that you don't need multiple streams of income, I beg to differ. Am I lying?
No.
I beg to differ. All right. So we have our side hustle challenge going on right now. And this is cohort number 3. And James was from cohort number 2. So number 2 is coming in and kind of helping out and getting some information from cohort number 3. And then when we go to cohort number 4, you'll want to be on that list so you can get in because we only accept 25 people at a time, y'all. Right, Bobby? Only because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And, hey, Allison, and I'm not trying to, we ain't trying to work that hard. Right, Greta? We are not trying to work that hard. So we got Shanora in the house, Francine. Hey, Karen Louise. Oh, it's so good to see you in the chat. Badia is in the house. A. Lee is in the house. Dr. Sanji is in the house.
Action BJ. BJ.
Okay. So Action VJ lives here now, y'all. And when he
you can already talk stuff.
Yes, I am. And when he sees him in person, like we celebrated my birthday last Wednesday, and Action VJ was there, he was calling him Action VJ.
I only called him that once.
He was calling him Action VJ.
I call him
Action
Victor.
VJ.
I love you, Victor. You know I love you, bro. Action VJ just came out.
Don't be saying his name on air. He didn't give you permission for that.
I didn't give his last name.
He didn't give you permission for that.
I'm sorry. See, you always give me shallots in trouble.
Hey, Gwen and Derek, good to see you. LaRonda is in the house.
Mr. Hagen.
Pacific Northwest is in the house. Jackie Rosier is in the house. Killer Queen. Tana Rose, Evelyn Golden, Serene Wealth. Oh, I like that name, Serene Wealth. Octavia, Ra A, Sharon Smith is in the house. All right, y'all, we love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. And we are going to get started. Now, y'all know the deal. Y'all know the deal. If you have a question or comment that you want,
put a Q in front of
it. And so for those of you who are new to our channel, we're just going to go ahead and give you the 7 steps really fast, okay? Because we're going to be here for a minute. This is how we do, all right? We take questions. We talk to the audience. This is how we do. We chitty chat. All right. So step 1 is month 1.
Define your why and your number.
Step 2 is month 1 through 3 / living costs. Step 3.
Add an extra income stream.
That's right. Step 4. Research destinations and lock in your choice.
See what you did?
And now we don't know because we lost it. Here, you get it back. You get it back. I don't know what happened.
I don't either.
I don't know where it was. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. All right. We lost our notes.
See, you move too fast. You got to take your time.
Okay. I cannot believe that I allowed for only one place for our script. Usually I have a backup. But right now I don't. And this is my drive. I don't even think this is the right place. Oh my God.
It is. That's where I got it from.
Really? Okay, I'm gonna let you do this. You go find it. Here, go ahead. You go find it. And I'm gonna ad lib, y'all. I'm gonna ad lib. All right. We will get to the whole 7 steps. I don't know. I did something. And if you need to leave and go get it, feel free to do that. Because I don't know.
You shut the program down. That's what you did.
Is that what I did? I don't know what I did. Okay. So your why. When we decided that we were going to move to Portugal, one of the things that we realized as people who started late is that not only did we not have enough money, but we had not planned well, right? And so in order to get to where we wanted to be, we were going to have to sacrifice. And we were going to have to sacrifice a lot. Like Rick and I were saving 65% of our income. You want a script? If you put in script, will that help?
Go and do what you do.
Search for script. We were saving 65% of our income, y'all. All right. And so what does it mean when you feel like you were living paycheck to paycheck and now you're saving 65% of your income? So what do you have to do? You have to sacrifice. So for those folks who are like making under $30 an hour, $30 an hour sounds like a lot of money. Where's my phone? $30 an hour sounds like a lot of money, but it really isn't. If I remember correctly, $30 an hour, $35 an hour is something like $72,000. Thank you, sweetheart. Something like $72,000 per year, right? Minimum wage is $7.58. And we know that $72,000 a year ain't going to get you nowhere. Now, if you got 2 people in the household making $72,000 and you're bringing in $140,000, $150,000 a year, then maybe, we can get somewhere. But by and large, $72,000 a year in most major cities is just above poverty. Let's just be honest, right? All right. So here we go.
So I did an extra income stream.
Okay. So step 1, define your why and your number. Step 2, month 1 through 3, you're going to slash living costs. Step 3.
You're going to add an extra income stream.
Step 4, month 6 through 9, research destinations and lock in your choice. Step 5,
Debt reduction and credit prep.
right? Step 6, month 12 through 15, scouting trip. We're going to talk about that because it may be scouting trip or you may be doing a digital nomad type of thing, right? Sometimes it's less expensive to get out of Dodge and use what's left of the power of this blue passport. If you're Canadian, of that Canadian, well, Canadian's fine, right? The power of your Canadian passport, right? Use the power of your passport to get where you want to go for as long as you can. Do your Google. So we'll talk about that in step 6. And then step 7 is
make that leap.
Make the leap. All right. So we're going to talk about actions. We're going to talk about goals and your milestones for each step. All right. All right. Let's go back to step 1. Thank y'all for showing us grace. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Hey, New Life. Glad you're here. Latanya, the senior advisor. So Latanya, I'm calling you out because my best friend growing up's name is Latanya. And so every time I see it, it's just going to get, it's just going to get called out. All right. It's just going to get called out. All right. I don't see any more questions. So I marked the ones that we have. How long did it take you to get rid of your stuff? 6 months, 9 months. We still ain't got rid of all of our stuff.
But we own a home, so we have a place that we can safely store stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the house because we have a shed in the back of the house. But if we decide to sell the property in Denver, I don't think it'd be that difficult to get. We don't have a house full of stuff.
Not at this point. I mean, yeah, not at this point. At this point, in the shed are mostly keepsakes. So we need to scan pictures, figure out what to do with photo albums, et cetera, et cetera. The majority of our stuff was gone. So she asked, how long did it take us? So we made the decision, y'all, to move out of the United States in the Christmas season of 2021. While bosses were on vacation, we were making choices and decisions, right? Because that season is coming upon us again very quickly. Which time goes fast, doesn't it?
It does.
It goes so fast. It seems like we were just in Thailand like 3 months ago, and it's almost been a year now.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So the holiday season is coming up. Rick and I made a decision in the holiday season of 2021, right? And we were here by June 2022. It does not have to be that laborious unless you want it to be, all right? So number 1, month 1, what you are going to do right now, write this down. You're going to define your why and your number. What's your number? Your number is your budget. What is your budget going to be in the place that you're going to live?
Moving to,
right? And so if you have our Ready to Retire Toolkit, then you've got access to the databases that give you the cost of living for major cities around the world, major and minor cities around the world. If you got our Move Abroad Toolkit, Ready to Retire or Move Abroad Toolkit, both of those have the databases in them that can help you get your number. So, for instance, Rick and I, our base number here in Portugal is 1,500 euro. And I have to say euro because the dollar changes every other day, right? So 1,500 euro is our base. That includes our rent, utilities, basic transportation, and cell phones.
Yes.
Cell phone's a utility, but yeah, right? So all of that. It does not include food. $1,500 is our number just for survival. just for survival, right? And so you want to choose your target country and know exactly, or countries, if you're going to do the digital nomad thing, which is easiest if money is an issue, right? But you want to know exactly which countries and what is the worst case scenario.
Mhm.
So the actions you need to take.
Choose a target country and know exactly why you're moving. Okay. Research visa requirements and minimum funds needed.
So you want to set your total savings goal, often 4,000 to 8,000 for low cost countries. Okay. 4,000 to $8,000. That's not a lot of money. It may seem like a lot of money, but when you get our Ready to Retire toolkit, it's going to help you go through all of the things that you spend money on. Rick and I realized way back in 2018, maybe 2017, but 2017, 2018, we realized that we were spending $1,000 just on restaurants, not groceries, just on eating out.
Going out to eat.
Okay. Now, if you're struggling right now, this is probably not your scenario, but I want you to set a goal, a stretch goal, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Because if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you have debt, I'm going to put, I don't know, I'm going to put up here somewhere the link to our video to show you how to get out of credit card debt, even if you don't have any extra money coming in every month. Okay. There's a way to do it. We cannot stay in the United States and stay stuck and stupid with stupid ass melon felon because we don't believe that we have the financial wherewithal or acuity to get out of Dodge. All right. We're going to give you the shortcuts and you've got what it takes. You've got what it takes. You do not have to stay in purgatory. You do not have to stay on that plantation. You do not. You do not. If you're watching this, then you're smart enough to know you do not.
Yeah. And restaurants may not be your thing. That was our thing, but there's something.
Right.
Something is taking your money and disappearing it.
Right. For the majority of people who are watching our channel, the majority of you, when you call us for a one-on-one consultation, that information, if you want to do that, is in the description below. But when you call us, the majority of you have a big ass gap between what you say your expenses are and the amount of money coming in the house.
Yeah.
Right. And that gap is not in the negative. It's in the positive. Where's that money going? Where is that money going? All right. So you need to set your total savings goal. For example, $2,500 for the flight and initial housing plus 3 months living expenses, $1,500 to $3,000 or so. If you want to get a residency visa and hire a professional, et cetera, an extra $500 to $1,000 for emergency cushion. It sounds like a lot, but we're talking about 12 to 18 months to get this money together, even if you are strapped for cash. All right. So you need to, step 2, month 1 through 3, start right now. Slash those living costs at all costs. No pun intended. At all costs, slash the living costs.
And do it by downsizing housing.
Okay, let's stop right there. Go ahead. Or take
on a roommate.
Right. So
house hack.
House hacking. Housing is our biggest expense. Housing is our biggest expense, right? For us, it's 50% almost. So our total budget here in Lisbon, Portugal is $2,700, not including money for exotic travel. I'm going to put it like that. That includes money for local travel, but not exotic travel.
Right.
$2,700. Our base expenses are €1,500.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not really half, but it's pretty
Just-
close.
yeah,
Like
just
housing,
under.
housing takes a lot of money, right? Housing takes a lot of money. So you want to house hack. You want to house hack. What does that mean? That means lower, excuse me, lower the cost of housing as much as possible to zero if you can do it. Our mentors had a zero house bill for about 7 years. Mhm. That's how they were able to pay 70% or save 70% of their income, right? Because they had kids. We didn't have kids when we were saving 65% of our income. Well, we have kids, but we didn't have kids in little kids in our pockets,
yeah.
right? That we had to take care of on a daily basis. So when we were saving 60, but they were saving 70% of their income with 2 little kids. And one of the ways that they were able to do that is by house hacking. So if you are talking about that you want real estate to be one of your investments for the future, all right, sell that single family home and buy a multifamily home. Downsize, live in a duplex, live in a triplex, live in a quadruplex, but own the whole thing and let those other people pay your rent and your mortgage for you. For those of you who have good credit, for those of you who don't, it's time to get roommates. It's time to just rent a room in somebody else's place, right? Talk to Big Mama and them and get some crates and put your stuff in those crates and put it in their garage, in their backyard somewhere. Because what we are trying to do is change the trajectory of a life, right? We're trying to change the trajectory. And if you are trying to do that 180 change, then drastic measures need to happen. So the target should be to save $1,000 to $2,000 in 3 months by house hacking. $1,000 to $3,000, $1,000 to $2,000 within 3 months by house hacking.
Yeah.
And this goes directly into a separate fund. All right, so let's talk about banking. Let's talk about banking right quick, right?
Okay.
All right. So a few things for those of you who are married. Rick and I decided that we were going to give ourselves an allowance.
Yeah.
What was it? 150 a paycheck? I think it was like 150 a paycheck.
Yeah,
all right. And so 150 a paycheck automatically went directly into a separate bank account, my bank account or his bank account with his paycheck, right? So $300 a month plus allowance for whatever, no questions asked, do with it what you will, right? And the rest of the money, save 65%, went into our joint account. What we started to do is we opened up another account at a totally separate bank. And we had part of our money going into that separate bank, which it was hard to transfer from there to our checking to cover something. All right. And we had it automated. So automated. 40% of our income automatically went over into that savings account that then did other stuff into a brokerage account, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right. But we have it automated. That way, none of the emotions were in it. Same with our investments. None of the emotions. But I don't feel. I'm like, we should just. I just want to. We need some Tommy Hawk steaks, right? All the excuses that you have, because life in America is hard, y'all. It's hard, and we realize it. All right. So step 1 was define your why. Choose your target country, research your visa requirements, and set your total savings goals. Step number 2, month 1 through 3, slash living costs. Action, downsize housing or take on a roommate. Cut $300 to $800 a month in living expenses by doing this. All right. Your target is to save 1 to 2,000 in 3 months. This goes directly into a separate account. So like I said, we have a separate bank account at a whole different bank. And in that bank account, we have sections for, okay, this is our vacation fund. This is our fuck you fund. This is our hell yeah fund. This is our, we have a fund for our rental properties, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So that's step 2. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying. And then we'll go ahead and get on to step 3. Ooh, it's hot in here, sweetie.
Windows wide open.
I know. I know. Y'all know. I am. Hey there. Thank you. I'll be in
Hey, little
Thailand
girl.
for 3 weeks in October through November, taking my son and nephew also. Can't wait until I retire in 2 years. But until then, traveling every 3 months. Yes. Will. Yes.
Yes.
Peace and love to you both. Salud. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Will. And thank you for the super chat. Super thanks. Y'all know this money goes to our scholarship fund. I got y'all. We got you. We're going to get you in there. All of you, all of you who sent us an email, we got you. All right. Hang tight. We got you. You know, I just did my dad's memorial 3 days ago. I was crying this morning. All right. I was rewatching everything and crying this morning. So I'm still going through some stuff. Y'all got to give me a little bit of grace, a little bit of grace. But we thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Will. And Thailand's going to be the bomb.
Yeah, if you haven't been there, you'll love it.
It is going to be the bomb. I swear. Look, if it wasn't for the time zone and some other things, I'm telling you, I was talking, I'm going to tell y'all, I was talking a lot of shit about a couple who was living here. Angela, welcome. Welcome to the family. Yes.
Yes. Welcome, welcome.
For those who are members, we hang out right before this live stream and chitty chat behind the scenes while we're getting ready and doing all of that. So who's that? Angela? Check your posts, all right, in YouTube. Check our page and check the post so you can get the link and hang out with us before we go live. All right. So CK asked, should debt reduction and investing be done concurrently? It depends, CK. Okay. We are talking about people who are not only living paycheck to paycheck, but might be in debt and don't have any money. All right. Don't have any money saved. So if you have a little bit of money saved and you know you've got a big gap between what you bring in and what needs to go out, then yes, debt reduction and investing concurrently should always be the answer, because investing is a long-term game. Investing is a time in the system game. All right. It's not gambling. If you want to do day trading and things like that, I don't understand that. Do you? No, don't know nothing about it. I don't know about it. I know some people who make money, and I know people who lose money.
Yeah.
But I don't. We what we do is buy and hold. All right, long term. So yes, investing concurrently, absolutely. However, if you're just trying to get out of Dodge and you don't have a lot of money, then this is not a question that you're asking, right? This is probably not a question that you're asking. And we understand. We understand if you finally got to $25, $30 an hour and it's still not enough. After you got the degree and it's still not enough, right? We understand. All right. How long did it take you to get rid of your stuff? Okay, we answered that.
One, I think is
there a huge backlog for D7 visas? There's a huge backlog for everything, my love. We have been waiting 3 months and counting. So I'm not sure if you're waiting for an answer for your D7 visa or if you're waiting to get an appointment for your green card. Either way, there's a huge backlog. There's a huge backlog. All right. We had, now this was 3 years ago, and that was under CEF. Now it is IRN and IMA. It's they've started a whole new department. and separated it from customs, right? And it's still they are still behind. So we had our appointment with the consulate August 4th. We got our answers something like October
October.
20 something, like 25, 26, not like 20 or 21, more like 27, 28. Okay. Like the end of October, closer to the end than the mid of October.
Yeah,
So that's
there's a
so,
backlog.
right. So
Definitely.
that's how long it took us. Yeah, right. And now I heard it's getting better. It's sometimes and also the other thing is whereas is that it depends on which consulate you went to. So every single consulate has their own system. I mean, they have to do the overall, rules, but they have their own system and everything else. And usually, y'all, here's the thing. So there's usually only 1 to 2 people in every consulate or embassy that is doing this
Yeah,
stuff.
there's not teams of people.
There's not
that.
teams and teams of people looking at all.
That.
What was that? Your phone. Your phone. There's not teams of people looking at all of this stuff. Right? There's 1 to 2 people in each consulate. I thought when our immigration person told us that, I was like, you mean 1 to 2 people plus their assistants, right? No, no, period. Okay. So yeah, it might take a minute. It might take a minute. So we don't want you to think that, something's going on with yours and you're getting nervous. Are you factoring the euros US conversion rate when you're paying 1,500 euros conversion today? That means 1746 USD. No, because what we do and what we did was we transferred about a year's worth of money back when the conversion rate was in the 90s, 95 cents, 96 cents, something like that.
Yeah, so it's in euros here.
Right. So we pay our bills in euros, and yes, our Social Security comes in dollars, but we charge for our coaching and stuff like that in euros. So regardless of whether we're transferring, coaching money or Social Security or whatever have you, we only do that every so often, right? And we do that when the rates are as favorable as possible. Mm-hmm. So we don't feel BJM. We do not feel the ups and downs, the monthly ups and downs. We just don't feel it. And that's what we like. This is about low income and how you get there if you're not making big bucks and all of that, and you haven't planned, and you can't figure out how you can save 20, 30, 40, $50,000. We're talking about let's get out of Dodge. And I'm going to tell you, we know people who have done this, okay, at this level with children. The places that you can go are more limited. Are you coming to Portugal? No, these people are not coming to Portugal. They're going to South America. They're going to Southeast Asia and places like that, right? Places that we love to go to. And if it wasn't for the time zone difference and things that are going on back in the United States that we have to take care of, these places might be on our list. So yeah, we would not suggest any place that we would not be willing to live if the circumstances permitted it, right? Okay. You both shed a great deal of things moving to Portugal. Yeah, we did shed a lot of stuff. What would you say are the things that are most meaningful to you today in Lisbon? Items did ship over and items you purchased there. A little bit off topic. But here's the thing about moving abroad as opposed to moving state to state or city to city. It's the little things that most men don't think about, like the little trash cans in each room, right? the little trash can that's supposed to be in the bathroom, and the little trash can that's supposed to be in your bedroom and stuff like that. So if you've got a little sneeze rag or something like that, you can just throw it away and not have to walk back all the way back to the kitchen or something to throw it away. Little things like that are the things that we move from house to house, that you're not necessarily you're not going to move a little, Target $7 trash can to Europe, to Africa, to Asia. That just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense to spend the money to do that. But all of those little things are the things that you need to financially prepare to rebuy. So that's that.
Electronics, different things like that.
Yeah. Go ahead and talk about that in the differences.
Well, a lot of things, electronics is because the currents, the electricity and stuff like that are different. So all American products are not made to be able to work in Europe.
Right. Or the rest of the world.
Or the rest of the world, because they'll burn out.
Yeah.
And just because, a lot of people go out and buy the adapters to be able to plug in, but that burns their stuff out. Instead of having a converter, which converts the currents to be able to use that. But then a lot of times it doesn't last that long anyway. Your appliance might not last that long anyway. So
yeah,
you might as well buy it here.
Yeah, exactly. So clippers, hair dryers, curling irons, all that stuff you're going to buy wherever you go if they are on a different electric system, right? So if it's Mexico, if Mexico's the place, you're good to go, right? But if it's Europe, if it's Africa, most countries in Africa and stuff like that, Asia had we bought plugs for Asia.
We did, right? Some of Asia had the same plugs as Europe had.
Okay, so similar to Europe.
Right. Germany's plugs are different. I think Brussels was different. There's a couple of countries we went to, we had to have different plugs.
South Africa.
Spain was different.
No, Spain is the same as here.
No, there was somewhere we went.
So all of EU is the same. But South Africa, it kind of looks the same at first glance, but it was a little wider.
Smaller.
Smaller or wider or something. It was just a little different, right? Yeah, exactly. So, look, y'all. Pictures, photographs. What are you going to do with those? Start scanning them now. So my sister and I decided that we were going to both chip in for a drive, for like a cloud storage drive for pictures. Because, we realized with our dad's memorial that our pictures are everywhere and we need to have a central storage because shit happens, right? So that's one of the things that we left in Denver that really hampered my ability to do what I wanted to do with my dad's memorial. That's for sure. The plan was to scan them all in. And had the Mellon felon not gotten into office, I probably would have gone to Denver and stayed longer in the United States, gone to Denver and done some of that. But I was only there for my family. We had deaths in the family. I was there for that and get out because Trump. No, I don't know. I don't trust. All right. What do you think of the Trump admin starting to mess with the 401k plans?
We were just talking about that.
We were just talking about that behind the scenes, Ra. And so I'm going to save that. I'm going to go ahead and leave it starred. And I'm going to save that because we'll get back to that when we get to the end. Hi, Alice. Going on a scouting trip to Mexico this week. Yay! A must do while I'm there to be able to make a decision. Oh, wait. Any must do's. Well, you didn't say where in Mexico. So that's the must do is to write a list of wants and needs before you leave. What do you need from your new city and country? And what do you want from your new city and country? And you want to make sure that the majority of your needs are met and a good portion of your wants. So that's what I would suggest.
A must need that you must do if you haven't done it yet is get into Facebook groups for support the Facebook groups, people, black people in Mexico or whatever, wherever you're going to,
Yeah.
or WhatsApp groups. Talk to people because people are their boots on the ground. They know what's going on. They're going to know what you need. They're going to know who you need to talk to get certain things done, or areas that you might want to stay in, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's important to be involved in groups.
Right. And so in Mexico, this is what I would search for. There's like brothers and sisters of Mexico. There's brothers and sisters. I'm saying it that way because it's not brothers. It's not spelled that way. I think it's spelled brothers and sisters. I think of Mexico City, of Tulum, or that area over there. Puerto Vallarta, I think it is black expats in Puerto Vallarta, something like that. There's a PV, black expats in PV, something like that. There's a Cancun group, right? There's Merida. There's a Querétaro group that Angela and Lamar are in charge of. So that's like blacks in Querétaro, and they've got some other admins. So Mexico, we have a lot of folks in Mexico, and we have a lot of groups in Mexico. And then outside of Mexico, I would say start with the country, blacks in the country, blacks in Portugal, or black people in Spain, France. Now, with Africa, that's going to be different. You're going to have to say American expats in South Africa, American expats in Nigeria, Ghana, etc. Right? You can't say blacks. I don't know how that would work. I don't know, but that just doesn't seem like that's going to work, right? Okay. All right. So that's what I would do, TS. All right, we'll talk about that. Are there any black senior citizen community? I've been getting rid of stuff. Okay, great. All right, so let's keep going. Let's hide this, and we're gonna stay on topic, and then we'll answer questions that are off topic after we get through this. So step 3. This is month 3 through 6.
Add an extra stream of income.
Add another income stream. Just like you should have a diverse portfolio when it comes to investing, you should have a diverse income stream. And especially today, y'all, if you are of a certain age and your money ain't straight and you're just working that one job, strike one. Okay. If you are 40 plus and your money is not tight and you're only working that one job, strike one. We can't afford that in today's economy. We cannot afford that. Okay. We just cannot. And if you're playing catch up, you especially cannot. So the action item is
start a side hustle. Online tutoring.
There's
delivery apps.
We know about the gig economy, right?
Economy.
We ain't too proud to beg.
Yeah. Freelance work.
Right? Fiverr, Upwork, all of those. Like if you've got an expertise and or some skills, right? And you can make some extra money, like if you can build websites, if you can teach English, you don't even have to have a degree in English if you're teaching English to non-English speakers. All right. It's not a ton of money, but it's extra money. And that's what we're talking about for this, right? Fiverr and Upwork, if you're doing consulting. So if you're a project manager, or if you're a marketing person at work, or if you are an operations person at work and you've got a certain skill set that you can do a finite small project, Fiverr, Upwork is your platform. If you can do copywriting, if you know how to put words together to sell something to somebody, that's copywriting, right? Fiverr, Upwork is your platform. You want to dedicate 100% of this income to your escape fund. 100%. Your target?
The target turn is $300 to $500 a month extra.
All right. So by month 6, you should have $2,000 to $3,500 saved. All right. 2,000 to 3,500 saved just from this extra income stream. All right. That's step number 3. Step number 4, month 6 through 9, research destinations and lock in your choice.
Yeah. Narrow your options to one country and one city.
All right. So as we said before, the Ready to Retire Toolkit and the Move Abroad Toolkit has the links to the databases that are going to give you the cost of living. Okay. So all of that is in the description below. And I'm sure Greta and Action VJ are putting it in the chat right now. We're saying narrow your options down to one country and one city if you want to get a residency visa, if money is an issue, because there are qualifying circumstances, right? But hey, in Panama, you shoot, $1,000, $1,200 a month qualifies you for a Panamanian residency if you're retired.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lot of money, right? So the average Social Security check will qualify you. The average Social Security check will qualify you in a lot of places. All right. So if you want that if you need to nest and you want that full-time residency, choose an option of one country and one city. Cost of living is in those databases, or in those in the Ready to Retire Toolkit and the Move Abroad Toolkit. You already said join expat groups, right?
Yes.
Because here's the deal. The databases are going to give you a cost of living based upon a cumulative amalgamation of everybody's input. But boots on the ground are going to tell you a lot more, right? And so, for instance, we pay $1,300 a month for this 3-bedroom apartment, at €300. I don't think you can get this type of apartment for €1,300 per month in Lisbon, Portugal in 2025. We signed a lease in 2022. So 3 years ago we signed a lease, and it kind of locked us into this price. So.
Mm-hmm. And another thing with boots on the ground, like we have friends that live here in Lisbon that they know somebody that knows somebody, or in the apartment complex that they live in, well, they've gotten to know people that own apartments in that apartment complex that are looking for renters. And, they can give you the information, and you don't have to go through all the craziness and stuff like that to find a decent and fair, amount to pay for an apartment.
Right. And the other thing about being in these groups is that you will get to know what is a fair price, right? You don't want to pay that expat tax. The expat tax is the tax of ignorance.
Right.
It's the ignorance tax, right? Because you just don't know, right? And you think it's such a great deal because in comparison to where you were living in the United States, up in there in San Francisco, it is such a great deal. But it's not such a great deal for where you're going, right? And so, but if you get into the groups, then you will know that.
Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, okay, like our landlord, well, he's gotten to know us. So if he just happened, for some he doesn't, but if he happened to have another apartment available, well, and he wants to rent it, he probably would let us know to see if we knew somebody that would be interested, because he trusts us because we pay him on time.
That part.
And he likes us, we're sociable with him and everything like that. So
we don't complain. We keep his stuff straight, right?
It's people, like she says, you don't have to pay the expat tax.
Exactly. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
As always, you are so consistent, and we thank you. Dean Kane has joined ICE. Dean Kane, I heard that name. A guy whose grandparents were held in a Japanese internment camp or detention camp during World War II.
Yeah, you can't make it up. You can't make it up.
Here's another, if you didn't know. Y'all know Oracle, the company Oracle, right? The person who started Oracle, he got that technology while he was working at the CIA. And then he quit. And he created Oracle, which has a lot of government contracts. Surprise. His son is the CEO of
I thought his son took over the company.
Skydance. Skydance. Oh, yeah. The people who own CBS and Paramount and wanted to merge. That's Oracle's son's company. He is the CEO of Skydance, who is now in charge of CBS and Paramount. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. They fire their highest rated commentator slash talk show host because he's talking shit about the melon felon. Y'all are living in a fascist country. Y'all are living in a fascist country. And it's time to go. And we are giving you the steps to get out. Even if you have no money within a year, get out. Step 4, month 6 through 9. Oh, we did that. Research destinations and lock in your choice. All right. So your target should be to continue saving $500 to $1,000 a month. All right. To give you $1,500 to $3,000. So by month 9, your total savings should be up to $6,500, $3,500 to $6,500, depending. All right. Step number 5, month 9 through 12.
Debt reduction and credit prep.
You want to pay off small, high interest debts. You want to pay off all high interest debts. If you do not know how to pay off your credit cards and you don't have a lot of extra money, we did a video on that and we're going to link it. We're going to put it in the description below. I talked about it earlier. Hopefully we'll remember to put that card up there, but we will at least put a link in the description below in the future. If you're watching from the future, hey. Say hello in the chat, in the comments, and let us know if you are getting out of Dodge in the next 12 to 18 months. And if not, why not? If not, why not? Why not? We have to be the Harriet Tubmans. We have to carve out a pathway for the rest of the folks. Okay? That's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing. This they problem. They need to fix that melon felon shit. That's what they need to do. That's not our problem. That's their problem. And once they fix it, then we want reparations. Month 12 through 15. Step number 6. Your scouting trip. Now, we interviewed someone last week who moved here to Lisbon, Portugal, sight unseen, without a scouting trip. However, the majority of the people are not that bold.
No.
Bobby bold. Is Bobby bold? Bobby bold.
I told you she's a ninja.
She is, isn't she? She really is. She did that damn thing, right? But the majority of us need to dip our toe in, dip our toe. So scouting trip, here's your action items.
Spend 2 to 3 weeks in your chosen destination. At least.
Minimum. Rick and I, on our scouting trip here to Lisbon, Portugal, we spent a month. Yeah. We spent a month, okay? And I know that sounds like a luxury, but believe me when I tell you that month here, back in June of 2022, cost less than our average month in Denver in 2022.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I mean, you come for a week. Your first day is gone because you're tired. Right. When you get off your flight,
right.
Then you're going to sleep probably
Right.
Are you going to keep going until you pass out, and you're going to sleep the second day
Right.
also?
Right.
And then the next day, you're getting everything together so you can leave. So your week is like gone.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you want to give yourself time. You want to give yourself to see how walkable things are, to see if how safe it feels, or where things are, to get to, especially the more time you spend, especially in neighborhoods, to see where the locals are and where they shop, and the mom and pops, show your face in the place and stuff like that. So
So yeah, so let's talk about the scouting trip and let's talk about the debt. What we want you to do is to get rid of debt and start with some travel credit cards. Okay. So you need to, by that time, your credit score should be up. You should be able to qualify for like a Chase Sapphire or some type of card that's going to give you travel points. Travel points, that is key. All right. And so, what Rick and I do is our groceries, all of our normal expenses that we have budgeted for, we put on a credit card. All right. That has travel points. And then we pay that off in full every single month. Every single month. And so, y'all know we're coming to the States in September. And we got all of our points together and put them together into one pew and got us a couple of first class tickets back to the States because I needed something to make me feel good about coming back to the States, y'all. And so having champagne when I first get on the plane and laying back and laying down, that's what I needed to make me feel good about coming back to the States.
yeah.
Right, right. But we didn't have to pay first class prices because that would have been about $15,000. Instead, we paid about €700 from London to LAX nonstop, nonstop, first class. Okay, $700. So, but we're talking about a budget here, right? We're talking about a budget. So now we're talking about an economy. If we would have paid nothing and we would not have had to use all of our points. So there is a website, write this down, AERO dot something. I don't know what the dot something is. Usually it's .com, but I don't know. I can't remember right now because I didn't plan to tell you all about this. But that is a site that we got from one of our subscribers. Hey, David, if you're watching, thank you, thank you. That talks about points and the whole site. You can search. So I searched London to LAX, how many points, and they pulled it up. Paris to LA, because it's always cheaper for us to go from London or Paris to LAX to Los Angeles as opposed to Lisbon to Los Angeles. All right. And so you can put in your search and it will give you how many points for every single airline. It is invaluable. Invaluable. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Before I was like going back and forth and back and forth and going to every single airline that did this flight to see what their points were and da 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 and wasting all this time. And there is a website that does it. So I just gave it to you. All right. And so even with our scouting trip, when we came with our scouting trip, we used points. And here's the deal, like Sapphire Chase cards and stuff like that, they have sign on bonuses. So each one, we did not get a joint card. Don't get joint cards. Apply separately. He got a card. He got 65 to 75,000 bonus points. I got a card. I got 65 to 75,000 bonus points. Then what I did is I put him on my card and he put me on his card. There you go. Right. And so when we need to transfer points from anything else, we don't have to worry about that. But we got the 130,000 points as opposed to just 65,000 points. What did we do with those points? Some of those points helped us to get here for our scouting trip. And guess what? The other points we used to buy a brand new iPhone Plus.
Yeah.
We didn't pay a penny. And that was our new camera for our travels, our new camera for our YouTube channel, et cetera, because these iPhones, they have good cameras, y'all, right? They have good cameras. So we used points for that. Y'all, we got to figure out a way to use the tools that we have at our disposal that are out there that other people are using. And we're like, oh, that's what rich people do. Yeah. Bullshit, right? This is what we do. So that we can get ahead. And that's more money saved. That was $1,300 that we did not have to spend on equipment for our YouTube channel or a new phone because we needed a double SIM phone. Yeah. And our phones were so old because look, just like our cars, we will drive them till the wheels fall off. Okay?
Yeah, just don't get a credit card, just get a credit card.
Exactly.
And one of the things you should never do is get a credit card to the bank, from the bank that you're at.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Why? Why, sweetheart? Why?
Because they have access to your money.
Right.
And if you fail to pay your credit card, they can just take it out of your account. And most of the time, they don't offer you anything worthwhile.
Exactly. And that's what's interesting. So we banked at Chase Bank. They never offered us the Chase Sapphire while we were banking with them. Never. And we had like over 5 figures in their account, in those accounts. And we had like 3 accounts, a business account, his personal account, my personal account. We closed all them accounts. And they never asked us why. They never offered us those Sapphire credit cards or anything. Okay. So we have Chase Sapphire, but we don't have a Chase bank account. No, we don't. And I tried to tell my mom that, right? She had her credit card, and then she had her bank account at the same bank. And they were like, oh, you late? Oh, we just gonna take it out of your account. Yeah. Right. But here's the deal, guys. We don't want to get into a situation where we're in that position, right? Where we can't pay the bill.
You want to pay it off.
We don't want to get in that situation. But if you know stuff is tight, don't get your credit cards at the same place as you bank. All right. So that you can control what happens when. So with your scouting trip, you're going to spend 2 to 4 weeks in your chosen destination. Remember, like if you're paying $2,000 month rent, and you're like, yeah, and the Airbnb that I want to stay in whatever scouting trip is $2,000 also. Yeah, but that includes everything. That includes your utilities, the internet. For us, it's got to come with internet. Sometimes it's got to come with cable and everything else. So when we came here on our scouting trip, we were paying $66 per day for our accommodations. And that was our budget. And so I made sure that wherever we stayed, we were never paying more than $66 per day. On the scouting trip, it is important. We've got a scouting trip checklist. If you look in the description below under resources, you'll see, and it's free. All the stuff is free. Get our scouting trip checklist. You want to meet locals, right? You want to go to a pharmacy, go to get your hair cut. Go get your nails done. You go to the barber, get a shave,
barber out.
Right? Go grocery shopping. Do the things that you would want to do and see if your experience matches your expectations. You want to budget $1,000 to $2,000 for this trip, and this is going to come from that fund. All right. But it will be worth every single penny of the investment. Yeah. Post-trip,
you should still have $4,000 to $8,000 left for the actual move.
Okay. All right. Last, step 7, make the leap. Book your one-way flight and secure your initial housing. Now, we're saying it that way, but depending upon which country and what the visa requirements are, you might already have to have your housing. So like for Portugal, you've got to have a 1-year lease, right? Before you even apply. Okay, that's how it works for Portugal. But that's odd. Most countries do not require you to have a housing lease before you even apply. So you want, sometimes your Airbnb can be all that you need. Now think about this. Think about this, all right? You're making $40,000 a year. What's that? Where's your phone? Divide that by 12. $40,000 a year. So $4,800 a month ish, $4,000. That's a lot of money in a lot of places, right? That is a lot of money. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's like, yeah, Halisi, yeah, Rick, that's fine. But how do I get there? You get there with the credit card method that we just talked about. So, so $40,000 a year ends up being actually 3,333 is one of those numbers that goes to infinity. So $3,333. And you could live in Portugal. You actually could live in Portugal off of that. It just takes more money to move here. But like moving notwithstanding, you could live off of $3,300 a month as a single person here in Lisbon, Portugal. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, you could. All right. And you can live in Thailand, in the 3 cities that we were in, Phuket, Chiang Mai, Bangkok.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, right? You can live in Mexico. You can live in Costa Rica. You can live in Panama. You can live in Colombia. You can live in most places in South America for $40,000 or less per year. A lot less, okay? And so figure out what remote job you can get that's going to bring in that money. And start your YouTube channel. So arrange visas, open an international friendly bank account. That is important, especially if you are in an exchange rate situation like Rick and I are in. All right. And so what situation are we in? The dollar is and has always been of lesser value
than the euro, yeah,
than the currency in which we live. All right. So we here are on the euro. And the euro is stronger than the dollar and has been ever since we've been here. So we moved to a place that has a lower cost of living, but the exchange rate is not in our favor, as opposed to moving to Thailand, where the exchange rate will be in our favor. Mexico. It will be in our favor. Mm-hmm. Most of South America, it would be in our favor, if not all, right? Most places, it would be in our favor. But with the euro, it is not in our favor. Thank you, Trump. Thank you. Because when we first moved here, it was in our favor. All right, let's answer some questions. Did we answer this one? Yeah, we talked about ICE.
Again, thanks, Dennis.
Yes, thank you again. All right, I'm going to go get out of the way. Wait, this is not plugged into something that's supposed to be plugged into. Make sure we don't lose power. All right, let's get back to the comments. All right, how are you guys doing? Did we give you what you needed? All right, let's just go over the steps really, really fast one more time. Step 1, define your why and your number. Step 2, month 1 through 3.
/ living costs.
Step 3, month 3 through 6, add an extra income stream. If you have not signed up for our email list, you need to. If you need another income stream and you haven't taken our side hustle challenge, anybody who is in the chat who is in our side hustle challenge, let them know why they need to take the side hustle challenge. If extra income is the thing, if extra income is the thing that you need to make this thing happen, to make this move abroad, to leave the United States, to leave your home country, if extra income is the thing, you should be signed up for our newsletter so you can be first in our side hustle challenge. We only accept 20 to 25 people, and we sold out way before it even started this time. Step number 3,
We already said
We
that.
said that. Add extra. That's why I was talking about side hustles, right? Step number 4, research destinations and lock in choice. Step number 5,
Debt reduction and credit prep.
and then step number 6 is your scouting trip. And number 7,
Make the leap.
leap. All right.
Just do it.
Do it, baby. Do it. All right. That's what we've got for y'all. All right. What are y'all talking about? Let's go. Hey, good to see you, Charlotte.
Hola.
What's going on? We're going to see you. We're going to be down there. All right. We got to connect. All right. We're going to call you. We're heading there in September or October.
More.
Somewhere around there. So we're definitely going to come see you. All right. If y'all are interested in Panama and you have not checked out Black Expats in Panama, Charlotte's channel, check her out. All good stuff. All good stuff. All right. You get the real deal on Panama. And if you are a retiree, Panama has to be on your list. It just has to be. All right. Even if you don't want to live there, you got to check it out. All right. I heard it was hard to get a visa in Portugal. They are overwhelmed and have changed the process. If so, has that affected you guys?
It's not hard to get a visa. It's just time consuming now because they are behind.
Because they're behind. So I understand what he's saying, right? It's hard to get a visa to the United States. It is difficult to get a visa for the United States because most folks could not tell you how, right? And they have so many rules and regulations. So the process of getting a visa for Portugal is very straightforward and easy. So it's not hard to get a visa. What is challenging is that, yes, they are behind. And so it takes a long time to get an answer. But the process is easy. And I'm glad that Rick wanted to make that distinction, right? Because trying to get a tourist visa or trying to get a visa for the United States is damn near impossible. Oh, Allison, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Y'all know 100% of the money for all of our donations goes to our scholarship fund for Beyond the Bling. That's our financial freedom program. That's our financial freedom program for late bloomers, okay? Beyond the Bling. Information on that is in the description below. And if you need a scholarship, just send us an email. That information is in the description below. No, it wasn't round trip. We used all of our points one way, and it was 700 one way for first class. Yeah. So our information is in the description below. You do not have to give us a sob story, okay? We're going to trust our community that if you say you need a scholarship, that you need it and you cannot afford to pay, okay? We're going to trust you, and we're going to take this the honor system. All right? I'm marking these questions, and we'll answer them, and then we'll let y'all go. Smash that like button, y'all. If this is information that you believe, that's right. I did hear about that. There's so much gossip, y'all. There is so much gossip. But anyway, if you feel like this is information that other Black folks need to hear, please share this video, hit that like button. That goes a long way in showing YouTube that, yes, indeed, the people that they are suggesting this to actually like it. Okay, I think I've got them all. Maybe I don't. Okay, CK. Sorry, y'all. I am going through and marking all of these. Y'all are on it. Michelle, let's just put this up. How long after your move to Portugal did you transfer U.S. money to Portuguese bank? Do you want to answer that, sweetheart?
We actually transferred money when we opened our bank account on our trip over here the first time.
Yeah. So because for a Portuguese, okay, for a Portuguese visa, it is compulsory. It's mandatory that you already have a bank account, and that you already have a bank account with about 6 months worth of living expenses in there, right? And so, excuse me, unlike Mexico, where you don't have to have a bank account, here you have to have a bank account. And so we were transferring money all along and then transferred a big chunk before we went to our meeting, because when you go to your meeting at the consulate, they're going to ask for your latest bank statement from Portugal, and you're going to want to show that you have a certain amount of living expenses in there. Now, when we applied, it was 3 to 6 months, and that's what we did. We have heard rumor that some people are putting 1 year worth of living expenses into their account, not 1 year's worth of salary, 1 year's worth of living expenses, which should be less than any income you've got coming in, right? All right. Let's answer these questions and let y'all go. All right. So we answered that. What did you think of the Trump administration starting to mess around with 401k plans?
Sucks. I hope he doesn't get away with it. I really do. But
you know what's interesting is that 401k plans are one of the most regulated things that exists that the government regulates. 401k plans, IRAs, right? All of these retirement accounts are really regulated, because when they were initially suggested, the argument was that the average American did not have enough knowledge to be able to invest well with the knowledge that he or she had. Okay, and so these laws were to protect the average consumer. One, to not get scammed by people. Oh, I got a bridge, Brooklyn, blah blah. Right, those people. Oh, I got some crypto, blah blah. Right, those people. And also to make sure that the consumer understood that this was a risk. Right, 401ks are a risk, unlike a pension. And so I find it very interesting that they chose some of the most stringent laws to challenge with executive orders, and thinking that an executive order should just disband there's a whole department that is in charge of this stuff. And then not only that, and this is why I feel some kind of way about it, because I helped pass legislation for employee ownership that is tied into the ERISA laws. And so when he starts messing around with the ERISA laws, it has a much bigger impact than just the 401k. But because our money is not in a 401k, I ignored it until one of our channel members brought it up in our behind the scenes that we had before this live stream. And so my understanding is that mainly they want to allow crypto to be an option. That's the biggest thing. Back again, one of the reasons why there's not an infinite amount of investments that are offered in a 401k plan is the assumption that y'all don't know what you're doing. So we just gonna offer you this package that's called Retire by 65 package. And if you're 35-year-old, you buy this one. And if you're 40-year-old, you buy this one. And if you're 20-year-old, you buy that one. And it's the same package, but just calibrated for the years in the marketplace. That's what they assume. That's what they assume. But this latest executive order basically says, nah, they don't need that protection. The average consumer is good. They're good. If they lose, they lose. They know that this is a risk. And so, yeah, I think it's bullshit. Sorry to give a little bit of education with all of that. Are there any Black senior communities in Portugal? No.
What do you mean by senior communities?
I don't know, but no. There's no old folks homes for black
No.
people and shit like that. There's no neighborhood with middle class black people. This is Portugal. This is Portugal. It's not a black person. It's not a black place, right? There are a lot of people from the African diaspora that live in Portugal. Okay. But race is not, it doesn't work the same here, y'all. That bullshit that they have in the United States where everything is race, is not a thing in the rest of the world. It just isn't. Yeah, racism is everywhere. Yeah, anti-blackness is everywhere. Yeah, but it doesn't work the same everywhere else. And it's not lethal everywhere, okay? So, I mean, we're seniors. We're part of a community. Do we count? I don't know what you mean, PK. So that's why I just said no.
It's like,
I've been getting rid of stuff gradually since 2020. Good for you, protect privacy. With the black light, it looks like a fencer uniform. I downsized from 4-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom apartment. That's remarkable. To renting a room. Oh my gosh! From a 4-bedroom house to renting a room to packing to move right now. All right, now glad I started early. It's a ton of work. Yes, y'all, it is a ton of work. It is a ton of work because in America, the rule is he who dies with the most stuff wins. And so y'all have been collecting a lot of bullshit. I collect turtles, and then I collect ivory of elephants because I'm a Delta, and the Deltas, we got. Nobody wants that shit, and you've just collected and wasted your money on all of that shit. And now you're having to work until you die because you spent all of this money collecting elephants and nobody cares. Get rid of that shit. Get rid of it. My number is solely emotional. I think she means her financial number. How do you quantify the number when it's based on comfort and not solely logic? In other words, the cushion is the comfort. Yeah.
right.
I don't know, CK, because you have a cynic's mind. And you do.
You have to please you.
You have to please you.
You have to please you.
And so I would start with, okay, where Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Where's that survival mode? What number is at the survival mode? Where's that? Okay, and let's just say I need an apartment that's got a elevator and a pool and a this and a that, right? Okay, how much is the average price of that? And then I would add on 20 to 30 to 40%. And that would be my number if I wanted a fat fire. That's what I would do. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is just what you're comfortable with, where your comfort level is, and
yeah,
if you feel you got to have $5 million to do it, hey,
then that's what you have to have. But here's the thing: don't keep making excuses and get caught out there. Don't keep making excuses and get caught out there. What we hope is that in 2026, I'm assuming that if he's going through all of this, that the melon felon, if he's going through all of this nonsense to try to steal seats in Texas, I'm assuming he's doing that because there's going to be an election.
Maybe.
Why? Like, if you've already got the fix in, why do you need to do that? Why would you even bring attention to it if the fix was already in? Right? And so my assumption is that for the local elections, the fix ain't in yet. But regardless of that, regardless of whether democracy takes back the House and maybe the Senate in 2026, the bottom line is America's done. The America that we grew up with is gone, kaput, fini. If you envisioned an America similar to how you grew up, but with less racism and maybe a little bit more benefits and stuff like that for your kids, grandkids, or great grandkids, it ain't gonna happen. 78 million people guaranteed, and 98 million who sat their asses at home guaranteed that that's not gonna happen. All right, that's not gonna happen. So what we're saying is you need to make plans to make sure that your grandkids have options, right? You want to make sure your grandkids have options. Oh, shoot. I just unstarred something on accident. Doggone it. Yeah, I did, because they were talking about real estate.
It's right there.
Where? No,
they asked if you're interested in buying real estate.
Where is it? Where is it?
I don't know, you moved it.
No, I unstarred it on accident. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me find it. Okay, I don't know. I will find it. The person who asked about real estate, can you please ask it again and put a Q in front of it? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. You've mentioned that Spain was a close second choice. What made you decide to move to Portugal as opposed to Spain?
You want my answer?
Mm-hmm.
When I got here, I really, and this is, everybody says this. When I got here and I saw how it was and I spent time here, I felt like it was home. It was the place to be, to where I fell in love with Spain, but going back to Spain, I felt like a tourist.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and for me, it was at the time, it was more objective. So on paper, Portugal just made better sense. It was 5 years to citizenship as opposed to 10. It was 10 years at a discounted tax rate with no option for that in Spain. So those kinds of things were the things that made us choose Portugal over Spain. Now, the NHR, that tax scheme, is gone for new immigrants. So that would not be in the criteria if it were today. So if it were today, Spain might look just as good, if not better, on paper than Portugal, right? But the vibe is different. The vibe is different. And the vibe here in Portugal vibes with us more than the vibe in Spain. And what is that vibe? To me, Spain is more racist. I feel it more. I don't feel it here, but I feel it in Spain. I'm just going to be blunt. That's it. All right. Let's stop beating around the bush and just say the damn thing. Okay. I don't know why I'm still looking for that question that I accidentally unchecked. Y'all sell everything, or did you give some things away? We didn't sell hardly anything because we were like, there was so much stuff going on. I was trying to get my dad's, figure out what I was going to do with my dad, to find assisted living and to find help financially with that assisted living. We were doing Mexico and Portugal at the same time. We've done a video on how we got residency concurrently at the same time from Mexico and Portugal. And so, yeah, we did very few sell. I had the best of intentions to sell some stuff. I really did. But it didn't work out that way. So we ended up giving away and throwing away. And that's a damn shame. Think about that. All that shit you got in your house. All them DVDs. We were movie people. We are movie people. And we had so many DVDs. We had them, they were layered in front of each other on the bookcases. Didn't nobody want that stuff because they don't even have a machine or anything to play them in. Mm-mm. So we gave them to Goodwill. We gave away probably about what, $5,000 or $6,000 worth of movies.
Your kitty cat friend is in here.
The cat is in here?
Yeah, you keep leaving the door open.
It's in here?
You don't hear it?
I thought it was okay. The neighbor's cat is in our
She
house.
leaves the back door open, the cat comes in.
So he's gonna go get the cat. I was like, gosh, why does the cat sound like he's in here?
Off my counter.
Oh no, he's not. The cat's on the counter, y'all.
Oh.
Wait, I gotta see this. Hold on, y'all. Wait. Where is she? Really? It was a calico cat, y'all. It was a calico cat. On our counter, about to eat my fried chicken. And she was meowing. She knew better. She knew better. All right. I will be in Lisbon in March. Okay, I guess March 2026 to scout out places to live. Where can I find out when meetup are closer I get to March? Okay. Hey, Timor. Our official meetup is always the week of Juneteenth. Okay. So that's our official meetup. Now, what I don't know what's going on in March 2026. All right. So you want to get into the Facebook groups. There's Black Americans in Lisbon. There's Blacks in Portugal, la da 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 da, right? Americans and friends in Portugal, et cetera, et cetera. You want to get into those Facebook groups and then see if they've got complimentary WhatsApp groups with locals. Okay. And they'll tell you what's going on in March. We don't have any official meetups in March. People throw around remote job like candy, but it's not easy. Most companies will not go for remote at all. Yeah, most won't. So you need another stream of income, right?
But there are a lot of companies that are international companies that you can look into. I mean, we have Microsoft here.
Facebook's here.
Facebook's here. There's international companies that you can,
We're not saying that this is going to be easy, but living in America is not easy. Living in America and accepting the status quo is not easy. So getting a remote job is not easy. Life in America is not easy. I'd rather put my energy behind finding a remote job and getting the hell out of Dodge than trying to make it work in America. That's me. That's me, right? But we started this YouTube channel knowing that we would want extra money, that we would want more than just that one Social Security check. We started this YouTube channel knowing while we were still in America that we would want extra money. And knowing that we've always had additional income streams. We've always had a side hustle. We've always known that a W-2 job was never going to be the end all be all.
Mm-mm.
We've always known that. All right. Wealth equals ownership. Ownership equals wealth. You cannot get wealthy if you don't own anything.
And there are people here that came over here
and
they
bought.
don't have remote jobs. They actually came over here and started their own business.
Yeah.
And are doing very well in their own business.
Yeah. Yeah. Remote businesses. All right. So we've got 1,000 excuses, y'all. We've got 1,000 excuses, but it's on you. Either you want to do it and you're going to find a way to make it work. And look, I'm the type of person that says that I don't care if they say that it's really, really hard to find a remote job. No, what I say is it's hard for you to find a remote job. That's how I roll. That is how I roll. That is how I roll. And it doesn't matter what it is. I speak it. I believe it. I see it. And I expect it to happen. That's how I roll. And so when people tell me, everybody named mom, and look, I know because they just laid off 20% of the largest employer in the United States. That's the government. They just laid off 20%. I know that. We know that. We know that. We know that jobs are hard to find. We know that 300,000 Black women are unemployed, the most educated population in America unemployed. We know that. But you have to decide what you are going to do and what is true in your life. Because everybody who got laid off is not sitting there talking about, well, I know I'm going to get another job. I bet you a good half of them are saying, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. That energy breeds the same energy. Okay? So we've got to really be careful about our self-talk. We have to really be careful about the words that we put out there because they breed life. Right? We have to be careful of the words that we put out there. The goal is never to move to a place with a lower cost of living and get a job, okay? That's very 1990s. This is 2025. Your job is to figure out how to make money online, all right? How to make that 40,000 online, how to make that 30,000 online. Rick and I told you, our base is, can you bring up your, I don't know, it's, yeah, thank you. This is our base. Without food. That's rent, utilities, transportation. We're smart people. We can make this. We can make this amount of money. Okay? Now we add in the extra money for the food and the day, you know, the concerts and the nights out to dinner and the movies and the things like that, right? What does Walmart pay? Y'all, stop making excuses. That's not the $1 million question. The $1 million question is, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? Are you going to make excuses? Or are you going to figure out? There are so many ways to make money. Oh my God. Making money is so easy, especially if you're over 40. If you're over 40 years old, that means you've been doing something for at least 10 years. That makes you a guru. And if you're a guru, you can teach something. It is so easy to make money. And for all of you who say it's not, it's because you say it's not. I remember when we were still in the States. Remember that? And I remember, sweetheart, and I said, oh, you was like, oh, I'm going to check the mail. I said, there's going to be a check in the mail. Rick looked at me like I was crazy, didn't you? Mm-hmm. I said, there's going to be a check. Was there a check in the mail?
Yeah, a couple of times.
A couple of times. And I don't mean like $2, $3, $4, $5, hundreds of dollars. Money comes. Money just falls from the sky. Abundantly. Live abundantly. We have an abundant life. Okay. I want you, Layla, and everybody who is watching to start thinking and believing that way, even, and don't call yourself a Christian if you can't do this, even if you cannot see it right in front of you. Before we got here, I envisioned us being here. I didn't know where my daddy was going to go. I didn't know how we were going to find an apartment, right? I didn't know if we could, if this $2,700 a month that we get from Social Security was going to be enough. But I knew one thing, it was going to have to be enough. We was going to figure it out. That's what I knew. What I wasn't going to do is say, oh, well, I can't do it. No, that's not what I was going to say. All right. And so we've got to change our thinking. If you hear yourself saying stuff to yourself, and my mentor, one of my mentors, Stephanie Perry, the brilliant, beautiful Stephanie Perry said, and this is brilliant because we all know this, but we don't know this. Do you talk to yourself in a manner in which you would never talk to your friends, family members in that same way? Do you? Layla, do you? Other folks, do you? Why? Why don't you deserve what you are giving freely to your family and friends? All those beautiful words of encouragement to your family and friends. Why don't you give those to yourself as well? I bet you half of us would not even come close to saying the shit that we say to ourselves about ourselves. We would never say that to our friends, ever. We wouldn't have no friends. Huh. I know for me, I probably wouldn't have no friends if the shit I said to myself, I said to other people. And so I started catching myself. Okay. We all saw, we talked about this yesterday. We all saw the plaques back in the 80s and 90s, right? Be careful of your thoughts because they become your words. Be careful of your words because they become your actions. Be careful of your actions because they become your habits. Be careful of your habits. They become your destiny. All right. Happy Sunday, Professor. When, where are you returning to the States? And will there be a possibility of a meetup? Yes, we are having a meetup in Querétaro, Mexico. Querétaro. Querétaro, Mexico. On December 27th, we are going to be celebrating my sweetheart's birthday. And so everyone in our Black Utopia family is invited to meet us in Querétaro, Mexico. I'm going to be putting out an Eventbrite or something like that since I'm not on Facebook. And so we can get the RSVPs and let you guys know where we will be. But we will be in Querétaro, Mexico on September 27th and 26th and 27th, actually. So if you are in the area, come meet with us. We've got other folks coming too, not only our family, but also other YouTubers and things like that, folks that you would know. So possibility meetup. Also, the birthday trip for Rick. This is the birthday trip for Rick. Would you please repeat the deets before you go today? Thank you, Professor. Yes, September 27th. And I will do an Eventbrite. I will post the Eventbrite on not Facebook, on YouTube, and then I will also send it out to the folks who are on our email list. Okay, and we really need to know if you're thinking about coming, go ahead and put a maybe, because we're looking at the different venues, and so we need to choose a venue. We've got our friends Angela and Lamar of Angela and Lamar in Querétaro scouting out those venues for us. So yeah. All right. Can you show us how to hack credit card points for travel? I have hundreds of thousands of points. Oh my God. So the website that we said, AERO, is the site that will show you all of the places. Y'all, Virgin was offering from London to LAX, only I can't do economy anymore, y'all. I'm too old for that. I can't. But beggars ain't too proud, right? Like, come on now. I want to say it was 4,000 points one way from London to LAX, 4,000 points. Usually that's about 35,000 points. Okay. So AERO, I'm almost positive. Let me, you know what? Let me just go ahead. Oh, wait, this is his computer. I don't have my computer. Y'all, I don't have my computer. So what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and help me remember. I will put it in the description after this. All right. Let me write a note. Points website. All right. I've written myself a note. Okay. Because seriously, we can't keep points. I use my point. We use our points. We use our points. We use them. So yeah, we have a storage shed in our backyard of the house that we own in Denver. Okay. And we still have a family member who is living in our house in Denver. And then they have roommates. And then we have strangers in our property that we have in Los Angeles. Have you any sense of buying a home or income property over there? I'm anticipating it getting so bad that SSI, I think that's Social Security, will fall too. I want to complete my bachelor's before I go. 18 months.
Before he leaves, he has 18 months.
Toujours. Are you going to France? Because your name is in French. Amour. Toujours. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about Social Security. Like, I'm anticipating getting Social Security next year when I turn 62. I am anticipating that. I have a feeling it will be there for now. Okay. Because all hell would break loose. Like, if it's not, all hell is going to break loose in the United States. It just is. Then these white folks, they're going to go crazy, aren't they? They're going to go crazy. They're going to go crazy. So, so that the bachelor's, is it totally necessary? Is it all paid for? Will you owe more money? He's going to say he's only got a certain amount of time. That's spoken. Look, as a person who's got degrees that never paid for themselves, in my opinion, I'm just wondering, okay, in 2025, all Black people, if you have not started school, rethink it. Okay. If you still think you need that degree, come over here. Come to Europe. Get it for free or pennies on the dollar, right? Go to London and get it. It will be half the price, 1/3 of the price, right? Do that. I hate to see people get in debt like I am for these degrees.
Isn't that a visa process too? You can go to school.
Yeah, you can get a student visa.
Student visa?
Toujours. You can get a student visa and come finish up. Maybe you can finish up. I would look into it. Finish up your degree here. There is a school that teaches in English. Germany as well. The school here, I know, is 5,000 euro for a 4-year degree. Total. Now, that might not include books and fees, but 5,000. So that's like $7,500 for the whole 4 years. So I would check out some other options. And I certainly wouldn't be staying in the United States because of a bachelor's degree. Because, like, I don't know, I would do an ROI. The way AI is working and the way it is taking away jobs, is that bachelor's degree even going to be worth anything? I hate to put it. Ooh, I hate to say that. I hate to say it. But is it? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Because if you are a studier of history and you understand the industrial revolution and what that did to smaller farms who could not compete, who did not have the money to get the the cotton mill and all of these other the tractors and all of these other tools, right, that allowed them to farm with less people. If you were one of those smaller farms and you had to depend on human labor, you probably went out of business, right? Maybe it took 5 years, 7, 10 years, right? But eventually you went out of business. This shit's happening in 2 to 3 years. This AI taking away jobs is happening now, and it's happening fast. And we're going to feel it, really feel it within the next 2 or 3 years. You're already feeling it now. You just don't know. So I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I really, really am not, because I believe that we can get through this, but I believe that we have to change our thinking and change the way we think about how money is made, how we need to make money, and how we need to move through this world. Okay. We're going to have to depend a lot more on each other and on community, and a lot less on systems. If he enacts martial law, are we stuck? Baby.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Like, my knee-jerk reaction is no, because martial law does not mean that you can't get on a plane. It just means that there's no protesting, there's no this, there's no that, right?
There's limit of movement.
A limitation on movement. But that does not necessarily mean that you can't get on a plane. Y'all, the clock is ticking. And as my great-grandfather would say, time ain't as long as it has been. Can you show it? Okay, we did that. Do you still have storage? We did that. Nope. Awaiting pension payouts dates. Not, oh, wait. Huh? Okay. CK, I'm not sure why that's marked. Can you enroll in a language class to get residency in Portugal? You don't need a language class to get residency, okay? You need a language class to get citizenship, just like you need to know English to get citizenship in America, all right? You don't need to know Portuguese to get a residency card. You keep your American citizenship. You keep your American passport. You get a green card for your other country, be it Portugal, Panama, Costa Rica, Colombia, France, Spain, wherever, South Africa, Ghana, wherever, okay? That's a green card, a residency permit card, okay? And so, language has nothing to do with it. And it very rarely does. Usually language is for either permanent residency sometimes or citizenship. A lot of places don't even require it for permanent residency. Really? So Creative Flavor and Travel says she hasn't seen any Black folks in Guanajuato. That's interesting, because I thought that there were Black Latinos down there. Let me know. I thought that there were, Black folks who are Mexican in that city, town. What about an Apple computer if you purchased it in the United States and take it to Portugal?
Okay.
Or should I wait to buy an Apple computer in Portugal? Oh, maybe you're talking about the electricity thing, PK?
Apple is universal.
Yeah. So we brought our Apple computers with us, our laptop computers, and then we bought an adapter from Apple for our Apple computers. So we have the American plug, and then we have the European plug for our Apple computers, okay? And I'm assuming that I answered your question, because it wasn't clear exactly what you were asking.
Portugal does not have Apple stores.
Yeah, there's an Apple store in Spain.
There's Apple store in Spain.
But there's iStores here, and they are
they're
registered resellers or whatever that
Apple
designation
products.
is.
So they sell Apple products.
They look like an Apple store.
Yeah, they maintain and take care of Apple products. When I was going to have an Apple product that I needed to have them look at, and contacted Apple online, and they set an appointment for me here in Portugal to take it to an iStore. and said they'll take care of it. They'll do it, everything that you need to have done, just like we would in the United States.
Yeah. So some people say, buy your stuff here. We didn't. We brought our computers that we had already had that were a couple of years old. We brought them with us, and they're still working, and they're working just fine. Our iPads as well. I did buy this watch here, the iWatch, and I bought some AirPods here. But other than that, everything else came from the States. We brought our drone here, and we bought our drone here because as far as the insurance goes and the warranty and stuff like that, the company that we bought it for, they only will give you a warranty to fix it in the country in which you purchased it. So it didn't make sense for us to purchase it in the United States. We waited until we got here. We purchased it here and then got the warranty so that if something happened, we could deal with the Portuguese store that was here. And something did happen and we did have to use it. So there you go. Isn't it hard to determine where to go before traveling to compare? You know, not for us, but that's a good question, CK. And I'm assuming, I don't know if you're asking for yourself or for other people, because if y'all don't know, CK done been around for a while. All right. She's been around for a while. So I think the important thing, y'all, seriously, before you start thinking about, which places are affordable, start thinking about and literally writing a list of needs and wants from your new country and city. I think that's the thing. So when CK says, isn't it hard to, no, it should not be hard to determine if you have your list. And once you have your list, then you can go into the databases that are listed in our Move Abroad Toolkit and our Ready to Retire Toolkit. You can go to those databases and put in your cost of living. And then you can go to your needs and wants after it pulls up the places you can afford. Then you can see, okay, these are all the places that I can afford. Do any of these places meet my criteria? All right. And so once you have that, it should be very easy to decide where to do your scouting trips and where may be possible. Now, if you're going to do the digital nomad thing, which is the least expensive way to get out of Dodge ASAP, which means right now our American passport still has a little bit of clout. All right. So most places we get 3 months. Even upon arrival, there's going to be some changes at the end of the year here, where you're going to have to pay $12 or $15 in advance to get an administrative process done before you come to Europe. But by and large, we get a tourist visa upon arrival when we have an American passport. All right. And so usually you will get the entire time that they will allow. In Mexico, that's 6 months. In Georgia, Europe, that is a year, if I'm not mistaken. There's another place here in Eastern Europe where you get a whole year. Here in the EU, only 3 months. South Africa, 3 months. All right. But 3 months, you stay in a place for 3 months, and then you move to another place for 3 months, and then another place for 3. You can live in 4 places throughout the year and still only pay, $12 to $15 to $1,800 a month for your basic living expenses, y'all. Okay. It is doable.
So you can save money.
And you can save that extra money for your flight to the next place and to pay off debt, to build up your retirement savings, etc. All right. And what we're not going to do is say remote jobs are impossible to get. What we are going to do is say it might be impossible for Jill and Jane and Joe, but it's not impossible for me. I see it, I believe it, and it will happen. Woman, if you bring up that turkey bacon one more time, y'all, she was over here giving us grief. Turkey bacon is some processed bullshit. It is against the law to have that crap here in the United States. Now, if you want to go talk to some of our veterans and see what they got in the commissary, they might be able to hook you up with some nasty ass turkey bacon. And Lord knows I used to eat me some turkey bacon back in the day. They have maple syrup here, but it's expensive because maple syrup comes from Vermont and Canada. Okay. And so it's got to be imported and tariffs. So it's even more expensive. Even for the fake maple, what do we have in there? Country Kitchen or Mrs. Butterworth, whatever. That's still like what would cost a bottle that, well, see now, I don't know. I'm going to talk about COVID, pre-COVID prices. Okay. So a bottle that would cost you about $2.89 to $3.59, right? A bottle about, the normal size here costs about €7. It's expensive. It's expensive. And so people who are our subscribers who come to visit sometimes bring us maple syrup. If you want to come and bring us maple syrup, we'll take it. And we even got some really official pure maple syrup. We've gotten 2 people who brought us pure maple syrup. From Vermont, and with the maple leaf bottle and the whole 9 yards. Lovely, beautiful. I love it. But turkey bacon, no ma'am. No ma'am, because that is some processed bullshit. That's what that is. That's what that is. I have artwork that I will be bringing over. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When we're talking about the things that we can't leave behind, artwork for me was one of them. We still have probably about 30 framed pieces of artwork in our outside shed in the backyard of our Denver home. Wouldn't you say? I mean, because my father was a painter, and then he and my mom did an art auction, and sometimes people would pay for stuff and not pick it up. So we've got that stuff, signed and numbered prints and things like that. We've got a lot of artwork, and I'm not giving that stuff away to Goodwill. Now, I have given away a couple of pieces to loved ones and people like that, but I'm not giving it away to strangers just willy-nilly. No, ma'am, no, sir. Mm-mm. How long after your move to Portugal did you transfer U.S. money to a Portugal bank? So, Michelle, we already answered that. Jazzy D, hey, haven't seen you in a minute. Would you please revisit the question about investing or paying off bills first? I think it depends on the kind of debt. Yes, sir. Or ma'am. I can't see in that picture. If it's credit cards and you're paying 20% APR, shouldn't that be first? So there's 2 methods for paying off debt, and we've talked about this before. Avalanche and snowball. That's in general. There's another way. There's a third way when we're talking about specific credit card debt. Okay. There is a third way. And so we did a video on that. I'm not going to explain it because it's very detailed, and I'm not going to explain it right now. I think it depends, Jazzy D, because people operate differently. For me, I understood that it probably could have been smarter for us to pay off the credit cards with the highest interest rates first. But I know me, and I know I need small wins and rushes of adrenaline. And so when I make that last payment on the smallest credit card, even though it may not have been the one with the biggest interest rate, and it's paid off and I no longer have to pay that credit, that gave me the gumption to keep it going. So for me, I picked the one with the smallest balance and paid that off first, and went from there, and then went to the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, until we were out of credit card debt. We continued to invest while we were paying off debt because we didn't have the luxury of not doing that. Had we been in our 20s or 30s when we were paying off debt, then yeah, we would have paid off the debt first, then put all of that money that we were paying off debt into our 401k, stock market, IRA, et cetera, et cetera. right? But we were, I was over 50 and he was over 60 when we got a clue. Okay. So we did not have the luxury of doing one and then the other, because investing is always about time in the marketplace. And so the earlier you start, the better off you are. So we did both at the same time. We cannot, if anybody ever gives you a blanket answer and says, it's always best to do XYZ, it's always best to pay off all the debt first and then do XYZ, they don't know what the FUCK they're talking about. Don't listen to them. It's never, ever, ever that straightforward. Ever. Okay. In general, we could say it probably is better to pay off debt first. But we cannot say for every situation, especially when people are of a certain age. Okay. People be tripping, getting high and mighty, don't they? Don't they? Oh, Charlotte, are you still watching? Oh my gosh, thanks for the amazing content and your commitment to sharing facts. Thank you. Thank you for doing all that you do in Panama, for building that amazing community in Panama. We hear about you all the time from our clients, Charlotte. Okay. So you are doing the damn thing and you are helping folks. And we love you for that. And thank you so, so much. 100% of that $50, y'all, is going to our scholarship fund. Okay. That's for you. That's for the community. All right. Thank you, Charlotte. Thanks, Charlotte. If you're interested in Panama, you've got to follow her channel, okay? Because she knows what she's talking about. She's been there for a while. Her husband is Panamanian and American, but he's Panamanian, so he knows the deal, right? If Panama's a place, Charlotte's your woman. Okay. And we thanked Ra for her membership or his membership. All right, Dee Marie, you have mentioned that Spain was a second choice. We talked about that. All right. And we thanked Allison and we thanked Angel. Oh, this is for
I'm sure the cat will love it.
Look, our neighbor upstairs, she knows good and damn well that cat travels. She be leaving her door open too. And so yesterday the cat was in here and I was like, well, where did it go? Because I love animals. And so I started walking upstairs and she's coming downstairs trying to find him. I can't remember the cat's name. She told me yesterday. Anyway, but she's like, oh, well, usually it's a cat. Cats are going to be cats. She or he is sniffing food. She ain't gonna stay. He ain't gonna stay. And up on my counters. Okay, homie, don't play that. Look, I love animals, but we black. Okay, animals are animals. People are people. People belong on the counters and the furniture. Pets belong on the floor. That's how we roll. Okay. But I love animals. And so that's why I had to see the cat. I had to see the cat and I'm going to play with the cat and I'm going to become friends with the cat, but the cat ain't going to be in our kitchen. That's for sure. That is for sure. And with that, we are going to let you go. Y'all, please hit that thumbs up. If you want to support us, if you want to support this channel, if you believe that this is information that people in our community need to see, if you just like us, share this information. It goes a long way and it's free. Subscribe. It's free. If you can do more, like everything that I write on Substack, I know Action VJ, it's been a minute. Y'all, I'm getting over my dad. I've got 3 articles now that I've got to edit to go up on Substack. Everything on Substack is not, nothing is behind the paywall. Nothing on YouTube is behind the paywall. What we do is we do more work to give you your membership. So membership to our channel, you get to be on air with us every other Thursday. And you get, if you are a Utopian legend, and regular members and every member gets to hang out with us for an hour or so before we go live every single Sunday. You see all up into our house, our bedroom and everything else, y'all. Look, we ain't got no secrets, right? But if you still have questions on this move abroad thing, we do offer one-on-one coaching. All right. That information is in the description below. And I know that our volunteers, Action VJ, thank you. Greta, thank you, have put it in the chat. So I know they put it in the chat. So it's in the chat and it is in the description below. We have Beyond the Bling. That is our financial freedom program for late bloomers like Rick and myself. We look, we were late to this fire game, to this financial independence retire early game. We were late, okay? And so if you're like us, everything that we learned to play catch up is in this course, right? It's in this program and it comes with monthly group coaching indefinitely. All right? Okay. So, everything that you need to live a better life, we got you covered. We got you covered. You need to move abroad, we got you covered. You need to make more money, we got you covered. All right. We want to see you live your best life. And it's probably not going to be in the United States because the melon felon has lost his damn mind and everybody else has too, obviously, because they letting that shit happen. And we don't want that for you. We want Black Americans to finally have liberation and freedom. And sometimes it might have to happen outside of the country of your birth. We love y'all. We'll see you on Thursday.